one that most often was the one who was homeless the longest. When I encountered individuals and I started interviewing them, I would often find that I was in the habit of running into Vietnam veterans quite frequently. It's kind of heartbreaking that time has passed and it's obvious that I don't see them with the frequency that I do. But I do, believe it or not, begin to run into Iraqi and Afghanistan veterans. I've been running into them much more frequently. And they come back with very much similar conditions, addiction to painkillers and PTSD. When we consider what options are available for housing, I must admit to you that the Veterans Administration in recent years has had a significant attention put on it that's forced it to really enhance the level of services. There was nothing more heartbreaking than seeing a veteran having to travel across the county to wait at the VA hospital for 6 hours to be told, you have to come back a month later. Events like these and the death of several veterans who were waiting for services in Arizona eventually put us at the place where we are now, where veterans, I hate to say this and this is a horrible way of saying it, it's what's hot now.
No,
if I encounter a veteran who's on the streets, a small army of individuals is quickly dispatched from a local office to engage them. And I must say to you, it's beautiful. It's something that I wish was around the whole time I've been doing this, but it's something that's available and it's really strong right now. There is still the question of whether the veteran is honorably or dishonorably discharged, believe it or not. But that question starts to take less importance when you start to recognize the vulnerability of these veterans. So I would say that the notion of transporting them and getting them to appointments is a shared venture that's shared not just by the VA, but by agencies like ours that encounter the veterans, and by numerous other ones that are also in the act of embracing the individual in order to get their health improved and to get them connected to a medical home. So I think, I don't know if this answers your question, but it's a work being done in tandem, always under the leadership of those outreach workers who are hired now in mass numbers by the Veterans Administration to truly address the issue. I think it's important to note that if you look this up online and see the dramatic decrease in the work that's being done to address veteran homelessness, especially in Los Angeles, it's incredibly encouraging, but we shouldn't just sit on our laurels and wait for it to continue. It really does require us to remain focused on this population, because more often than not, they have come back with very acute psychotic issues that do require a level of intensity after housing that we want to see that it does get provided to them.
We have to wrap up, so I wanted to give you each an opportunity to share a couple sentences of parting thoughts, things you want folks to take away with from the conversation today, or for the students who are here, some advice in terms of moving forward in their pursuits.
One, vote, HHH and JJJ, to come out, walk with us, call with us the next couple days, next 2 weeks. 3, we in organizations like ours are always looking for people to work with us, to volunteer, intern, hang out, come and contribute ideas. So if anything that I've said interests you, I'd love to talk to you more. And then 4, I mean, what an amazing thing that you're all engaged in. I mean, I'm really delighted that Antioch is moving forward these questions, and it has a place for people to come together and learn together, and it is the way that we get to make change. And it restores, right? It restores us. It keeps our energy high to be doing this work, which can be very, very hard, to do it in community. And so thank you all for inviting me here tonight. I really appreciate knowing that you're here, that you're out here doing the work and will be doing it. And so thank you.
I too want to echo what Sandra just said. It's just a privilege to be in the presence of each and every one of you, and I think it's very telling that you've all been willing to stick around as late as you have tonight, and that you were part of the field trip, those of you who did go to the facility yesterday. Dr. Strauss and I were talking about this yesterday, and I want to just kind of remind folks. We are the homeless capital of the United States. Los Angeles is the city in the country with the largest homeless population. And the staff doing the work that I'm describing today in all aspects, whether it's drivers, nurses, outreach workers, that are funded, I should say, through Housing and Urban Development to do this kind of work, is less than 2,200 individuals. The work of housing 50,000 people will require, in my opinion, at least 3 times the amount. It would require at least 150,000 people in some aspect, in some capacity doing this. If you were present yesterday and if you heard me tonight, please consider that by just being here with me, my door is open. The doors are open of our agency to welcome you, to at least sit down and have a cup of coffee with us, or at least shadow us or watch us a little bit so that you could experience some of what we experience, which is incredibly unique and might be something that you might be dedicated to, that you could call a career. We're not suggesting that, that it's the most money-making opportunity. It doesn't pay well, the work is rough, the hours are lousy. But there is a feeling of sensation that you get when you make eye contact with individuals that has no equal. That is barrierless, that's amazing. So I think my comment to conclude my thought is please always know that you have a friend in Housing Works. Our doors are open, we welcome you coming by. If you don't have my information, please stop me, I'll give you my card, but please know that we'd love to see you, we'd love to say hello to you and see if you might even consider being some part of the solution.
Thank you all for enjoying the meal and staying and joining us. Donald, you're going to close us out with a couple of last comments? Thank you.
Go, Paul.
Very few last comments. So I just want to acknowledge a couple of other people. Sue Gentile, one of our gifted educators here. Sharon Nagel was here a little bit earlier in the room. And our amazing students, and thank our alumni for showing up. And I just want to say that one of the great privileges of being able to deliver this program is that we get to walk in the footsteps of giants on a regular basis. And I just want to appreciate all the giants in the room for showing up. Thank you very much.
We got some arrested students.